This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas. Attention individuals, families, and caregivers. It's Medicare Hour and More with Peter right here on K4HD Radio. This is the podcast for all types of insurance solutions while specializing in Medicare because we Medicare. Here's your host, Peter R. Joseph.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. So good to see you guys this morning. This is episode 10. I can't believe we are on episode 10. Excited about that. We are going to have a great show today. We've got a next guest coming up who's been on our show before, Ryan Dawson, and he'll be coming on a little bit later. We are going to show that clip too of the breaking 1,000 clients and how to retain your clients. So for agents that are listening in, this is a great way for you guys to grow your business, give you the secrets of how we've been so successful in keeping our clients with us and growing our business. So I'll be excited to show that video of the interview with Christian Brindle on later on. Want to remind you guys, we are live on K4HD Radio. You can download that app. We are also live on Facebook on Joseph Insurance Broker LLC, as well as our YouTube channel at Medicare Minute with Peter. You can always comment on any of those live streams and we will comment back and answer your questions. So I hope you guys do chime in so we can ask you some questions. All right. So today, we're going to get ready for summer vacation, right? Actually, our family is getting ready to go on an RV trip to Yellowstone. So we're excited about that. But, with any kind of travel overseas or here in the United States, you want to have travel insurance. Even with Medicare, it doesn't cover you completely. And you want to make sure that you're covered, in terms of trip cancellations. COVID is still an issue in a lot of places. If your baggage gets lost, anything like that, or, you're in a place that needs to be emergency evacuated because of some situation, you want to be covered. And travel insurance is very inexpensive. So I'm going to show you this clip and then we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Christian Brindle coming to you with somebody doing big time things in the insurance industry. I'm here with my dude, Peter Joseph, out in California. We've never done one of these before. I found that kind of interesting when I was kind of checking on it in preparation of this earlier today. I'm like, man, I feel like maybe we've done one of these before, but we never have. So long overdue. I appreciate you taking the time, my friend.
I appreciate you making the time for me. This is great.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine. The topic of the day for this video today is, what does it take to break 1,000 clients as an agent? That really entail? For anybody that might not be familiar with you, Peter, give us a little bit of an introduction for you, if you would. How long have you been in the industry? How did you get into the industry? What is your origin story?
So I'm actually coming up on 10 years almost, probably about, 6 months out right now. So basically I've been in the nonprofit sector for about 24 years before I got into this industry. The reason I switched vocations is because we as a family were burnt out by a lot of the politics based in the nonprofit sector. If you don't know, you actually move around a lot, quite a bit. And I didn't want to put that through with my family, moving city to city, not being established. My wife has a great job with the state. And so I wanted some more stability on my side of things. And I wanted to continue to help people out. And so I decided to transition over into this industry. Someone put a wig in my ear saying, hey, seniors are so confused by the Medicare process. They need people like you who have a servant's heart, who wants to really coax and really help them along the journey. Be patient. Obviously, our seniors love to tell stories. And so I felt like this would be a great niche and a great fit for my skill set. So I started basically becoming an agent first. I went through quite a few companies. I was with New York Life on the life insurance side first. And then that's where I met a person who was doing Medicare. And so she introduced me to her agency and I got involved with them and had my start there. And then I was doing also farmers insurance on the side. So I wanted to continue in that P&C realm and maybe being like a one-stop shop in the future for all the clients. And so that's why I kept my P&C license active. But farmers wasn't a great fit. When you're a captive agent, you don't have a lot of freedom and you don't have a plethora of brokers and carriers to select from. So that's where I decided to leave. And then I decided to, you know what, I'm going to create my own agency. I felt like I had a lot of experience under my belt by that point. So I started as a sole proprietor, created a corporation here in California, and then started recruiting after that. So all along the way, started getting licensed in multiple states. So it wasn't just in California, and it ended up being at 33 states currently right now that we're licensed in, and been growing ever since, CB. I mean, it's been great. It's an amazing industry. Yeah, a lot of challenges, but I've been loving it every step of the way. And we hit that 1,000 client mark probably, I think, about 4 months ago at this point. So excited about that. And that's where I'm at right now. So we do have about 25 agents with me. A lot of them are newbies. But yeah, that's where we're at right now.
I love it. Well, I mean, congratulations on, hitting that 1,000 client mark. As you know, right, being in the industry for a decade, right? And there's kind of 2 points I wanted to make. Like, number one, how few agents make it in this business for a decade plus. It's a small number of people. And then number two, it's probably even a smaller number of people that write 1,000 apps. I've always said, for anybody watching this, I've told newbie agents that have worked with us this for years now, if you can write one app, you can write 100 apps. If you can write 100 apps, you can write 1,000 apps. So it all starts with just getting started and then getting your wins and your milestones under your belt and just keep plugging away and good things can happen. Hard work and consistency like you've shown. So reflecting back, I guess, on your business, what do you feel like has been the biggest contributing factor to you breaking through a milestone like that, writing 1,000 apps? What do you think has been, if you had to talk about one or two things, you're like, okay, that right there, that helped me get there. What do you think it would be?
So there are two main things for me. One is you can either call it consistency or perseverance. Especially in this industry, things get kind of crazy and wild and rules change all the time. And you have to adapt. You have to be a kind of person who's going to be patient and ride through it. And the second thing is mentorship. So, and I'm not here to, to kiss your butt in that sense, but honestly, ESI and UCB have been instrumental, especially I would say in the last 2 years of my growth, just being active in the 7-figure forum, Facebook, interacting with colleagues, knowing what's the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do, trial and error. So those things are key. I did have other mentors along the way. Fortunately, I found out the hard way that they weren't the best mentors and they took advantage. And so there are people in this industry that will take advantage of you and you want to make sure you align yourself with the right people. So those are the two key things. Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense. The consistency part of it, I think, is so big because there's an old saying, and I couldn't even tell you who said it. It's probably one of those sayings that has been said by 100 different famous people, and no one actually knows where it originated. It goes something along the lines of people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade. And I think that's very true. Just by that hard work, that dedication. And it's not just the hard work of showing up every day. It's the hard work of finding a better way to do your processes than you did before, right? And that consistency, and definitely mentorship is a huge part of it as well. It helps if you have some guidance along the way, and that way it's not as much of a guessing game. Question I had for you, Peter, is the last couple of years since we've started working together, you've probably seen a lot of disruption going on in the Medicare space in particular, right? There's talks of things going on in CMS even lately, right? When you're working with new agents and they see all of the hoopla, I guess, behind it all, what is your message to them about keeping them positive and keeping them believing in the industry?
My phrase is always stay calm and don't freak out. I mean, I've been through it all in 10 years and you've seen even more. So obviously it is challenging. And there are times where I throw my hands in the air and go, what the heck is going on, right? But honestly, out of all the products that we offer, Medicare has been the most lucrative for us. Time and time again, I've seen just overall renewals going up every year. Yeah, commissions get cut on certain plans, but you work around it and you offer clients other plans that would fit for them. It's not difficult if you understand that these things are going to come to fruition every year. We're going to get hit by a storm and it's not going to be pretty at times. But if you stick through it, I promise you those renewals and that income will continue to flow in. So it's even stronger than I would say in my experience with the P&C industry. Right now, California is like the wild, wild west, and it's been horrendous in terms of trying to write policies out here. I've not found that difficulty at all in the Medicare space. So it's a completely different animal. It's a completely different ballgame. And so I tell my agents, especially the new ones, stick with me, just give me a year and you'll come out the other side feeling blessed and very happy.
I love it. I love it. And I think that's a great point to make, right? That comparison for all that might be going on in the Medicare space. You compare it to some other lines of insurance, P&C in particular, especially in California, right? I don't think that there's any market that it's quite like California in that way, right? It's like, oh, there's a lot of opportunity here by comparison. And I think that's a great kind of message for agents to understand. When you take a newbie agent, Peter, is there some tips that you typically give them to tell them, okay, if you do X, Y, and Z, and you'll be successful? What are those things you think for a new agent to be successful? What do they really need to do? Then it's like a non-negotiable.
So I think they have to have their hands in a lot of places. And what I mean by that, I've shared my own experience with new agents by sharing how, when I first started out, it was all grassroots. I did a lot of work with the Chamber of Commerce here locally. I became an ambassador, relationships with small businesses in the area. And through that, well-renowned here in the city of Chino and Chino Hills, which was huge. It helped us lay the groundwork to go to the next step. And the next step would be going to a reputable lead source. So whether it's live transfers, we use Lead Heroes. There's a little prop for you guys. But honestly, it works. And especially with this new thing that you guys have done the past 2 years with the preset appointments, that's been golden. And we've had people actually show up, actually answer the phone, and that's huge. So those leads are a little bit more solid than the leads where you're getting data kind of fed to you and you have to make those initial phone calls. So having a lead source is key. And then the next step for us was we created Facebook ads. And so that was a great source of leads. You want to work with a company that knows what they're doing. I worked with, I can't remember her name right now. You can help me. Shania, was it?
Yeah. Shauna Thorson.
Yeah. So
yeah, we love Shauna, friend of the channel.
Yeah, for sure. So I bought her program and it helped me tremendously on terms of how to set up our Facebook ads and what to look for, how to target audiences, what questions to ask.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense in terms of what it really takes to be successful. I think when you first get started, our advice is very much in sync with what you said there. You need to get in front of people, and all business costs you time or money, right? Like sometimes when you don't have enough money to pay for marketing or buy leads or anything like that, you get out into the community, you do some of that ground and pound stuff. And then once you got some more cash flow coming in and you don't have as much time to do that necessarily, the leads start making a ton of sense and running your own ads and everything like that. Here's a fun question I think that I always like to ask when people start getting licensed in multiple states, because we're licensed in 46 ourselves, right? Is there any state licenses that you could tell people if they want to get licensed in a bunch of states, this one's a pain in the butt?
That's a great question. I would say the ones where you have to either get it notarized, which I think is Georgia. Florida, you have to get fingerprints. California is the same. My non-resident agents think it's a pain in the butt. It's pretty expensive out here too in California in comparison. Yeah, so I would say definitely Florida and Georgia come to mind.
Yes, I think those are great ones to put on the
New York
list for
too.
sure.
New York is, oh my gosh, especially if you're a corporation. I had to jumped through hoops to get my license there. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what it's looking like these days, but it was probably like 5 or 6 years ago that we got our New York corporation license, and it took us 6 months. And we paid, they have a fee you can pay to expedite the process.
Yep.
We paid the fee. It still took 6 months. I was like, can I have my fee back? I'm like, can I have that back? Because I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, those are great ones. Georgia's tough. California's tough. Florida's tough because of the fingerprints and everything like that. The good thing about Florida is perpetual, so that's nice. And another one that comes to mind, if I don't know if you've dealt with these yet, is any state that has a registered agent program. Have you ran into that
really?
yet?
Like what? Do you have a state in mind?
Yes, so Virginia,
Okay.
Montana, and Michigan are the 3 that come to mind for me, and there's a few others. So registered agent programs, essentially what you need is an address that you can put down on the ground in the state. Obviously, and it can't just put down some random address. It has to be like a legit address that they verify. And they call that your registered agent. You know, somebody that's on the ground that's your registered agent. Obviously, you get non-resident licensed in Virginia for your corporation. You don't have an address there. I learned this the hard way. I had my license termed for Virginia, and I had to reapply and go through it all over again because I didn't know about this. So there's businesses, actual businesses, that will be your registered agent for a fee every year. It's like 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks a year.
Wow.
It's like a shakedown. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, seriously.
So those are always a hoot. But yes, New York has got to be at the top of the list as well in terms of difficulty. Peter, when you work with a new agent, and maybe there's not a preference, but do you typically advise them that they're better off starting off selling over the phone or face-to-face, or does it really matter? Does it more depend on them and what they prefer?
I think it depends on them, but honestly, in my experience bringing agents on, they do better when they do face-to-face. I feel like on the phone, they get nervous, they sound very monotone, and so they don't sell themselves very well on the phone. And so I would say if they can, obviously if they're in a rural area, it's a little bit difficult. They're in a, suburban, most populated area, then going out there and being face-to-face, setting up relationships with like assisted living facilities or senior community centers, that's key.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I want to be respectful of your time, Peter. We could talk for another hour, but I wanted to make sure that I wanted anybody that was watching here today that might need some guidance in their business. They might need some mentorship. You're licensed in a lot of places. You said 33 states, so there's a lot of places you can work with agents on. How can agents best get in touch with you? And what does it look like when agents come on board and partner with Peter Joseph as their mentor?
Yeah, there's a couple ways. They can call me direct on our business line. If I don't answer, we do have an office administrator that answers and she'll get the message to me quickly. That number is 909-217-2630. You can always go to our website, and on our Calendly link, there is a place for agents that want to onboard with us to make an appointment with me. So they could it's josephinsurancebroker.com. They just go there, go on the Calendly link, and then set an appointment with us. And first steps on onboarding, a lot of our newbie agents haven't even taken their AHIP. They're licensed, obviously. We haven't run into too many situations where they're not licensed. So we take them step by step. We have a protocol, like a one-page PDF of steps they need to take to get to the level where they get contracting done, their AHIP done, sources like E&O. We have like a discounted link for them. So we walk them through everything. And then they do a one-on-one training with me to just see where they're at in terms of their knowledge and what they need to get their feet wet and get going. And then we do actually a weekly Zoom training with all our agents. Since I've got agents all over the US, that's the easiest way for us to conduct trainings. And then we actually push them as well to ESI in their 7-figure university. It is amazing what you can get off of that site in terms of videos and training, things that we wouldn't be able to offer. So, and that's free for those that contract with the right contracts when they start. So plethora of ways to be successful in our agency.
I love it. Yeah, I look at it as such a value-based filled package, because not only do they get the mentorship of you, they get to work with you, you work with them directly, they get to attend your trainings and get access to your resources, but then they get all of the access to all of the resources behind the scenes that we provide at ESI. They get invited to my weekly trainings, they get invited into the university, to your point, 7-figure CRM, Lead Heroes discounts, the whole banana there. So It's a really great value-based combination in terms of a benefit package. So guys, if you are watching this and you want to break into the business and you just don't know how, you want to work with somebody that is going to give you the time of day, that's going to work with you, that's going to guide you in the right direction, somebody that's been doing a long time, somebody that's been successful, Peter is your guy. So make sure to reach out to him on that, and you get to work with ESI as a result as well. Can't get too much better than that. Peter, is there any particular states that you guys are focused on quite a bit? Number of states? I know it's probably not realistic to go through all the states you're licensed in and ones you're not in, but is there any particular ones that you guys have, a good bit of experience in?
I would say, well, obviously California, we're always looking for local agents. So anyone in Southern California, this would be an opportune place for you to hop on board. Texas, we've got some seasoned agents out there that we can connect you with, and Washington. Got some agents out there that we can connect you with as well. And then I would say the last state would be Michigan. We do have some seasoned agents out there. So we're always looking at ways where, obviously I'm out here in California, and if you're in Michigan, we want to make sure you connect with living people face to face versus me over Zoom. So that's another avenue that we set up for you guys, where we connect you with other agents in our agency.
I love it. Thank you, my friend, for doing this. This was a lot of fun. I appreciated the conversation. And
I did
we'll have to do
too.
it again soon.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks, CB.
Everybody, thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this conversation and you'd like to see more like it, the only way we're going to know that is if you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help so many more people find this video who desperately need to hear this information. Comment your thoughts down below. Comment any questions you have for myself or Peter. Make sure to subscribe. We put out weekly videos to help you grow your business. And until next time, we'll be back with somebody doing big time things. Thanks, everybody. And here's to your massive success.
Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you guys are an agent listening in and you are interested in joining our agency, you're out here in Southern California or the other states we mentioned, please reach out to us. Again, josephinsurancebroker.com. You can set an appointment with me and we'll get you onboarded. All right. Without further ado, I do want to make sure Ryan's been waiting a little bit. So we want to get Ryan Dawson on here.
Hey, Peter.
What's up, Ryan? How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm hanging in there, man. Welcome back to the show. I appreciate you making the time again for us. So we're going to, instead of making it educational, we're going to keep it real this time. We're going to have some banter and see what you're up to, man. So what's new since the last time you came on board?
Well, yeah, first, thanks for having me on. As far as what's new, I'm attending the Active Living Expo this weekend with my wife, so I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
But yeah,
where's that taking place, by the way?
It's in Spokane. So it's at the Miravu Park and Hotel in the Spokane Valley. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I got an advertisement in there promoting Dawson Insurance Group, so that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
I didn't have to put any work in it. They did it for me, so that was nice.
Nice. How long are you there for?
Probably going to be there about 4 hours. So I'm still trying to decide if I should hand anything out. I'm going to obviously hand out as many business cards as possible. Just mainly, I think it's going to be a good good networking opportunity. There's going to be a lot of like senior living places, and I think AARP is going to be there. So I'm mostly just looking to network with those people, and of course, if meet any potential beneficiaries.
Okay. Well, yeah. Hopefully you meet some carriers too, other than. Do you know if like Humana is going to be there or any other carriers, or is it just AARP?
I know that United is sponsoring an agency or agent to be there, and I've tried reaching out to the local Humana rep in the area, and he first was really responsive, and then he's just kind of been ghost. Not to call anybody out or anything.
No. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well,
I'm a small fish in a big pond,
Yeah, well, you're going to get bigger, my friend. You are definitely going to get bigger. So, hey, if you guys are out in the state of Washington, check Ryan out at that venue. Again, what's that date again, Ryan?
Let's see here. May 16th. So this Saturday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, hey, man. So, we're talking about Medicare. What's one thing that people think they understand but actually don't about Medicare? What are some conversations you've run into?
Oh, wow. That's a good one. There's a lot.
Oh, yeah, there is, right?
I'd say the most common misconception is just the different parts of Medicare. Like no one has any idea what it is or what they have. So a very common like phone call I'll get after I enroll someone is like, "What do I have?" And I'm like, "We just spent an hour on the phone, going over everything." And I think it's mostly like because they get their Medicare card in the mail and then they get the paperwork from Social Security and it's telling them you need to set up Part D coverage. And then I think it has like their bill, their Part B bill,
Right.
their premium. And so we go through the whole process of like picking a plan. Majority of my clients are on Medicare Advantage, and so which is known as Part C. And so they call me and they say, well, do I have prescription coverage? I mean, just things like that. And so that's a pretty common misconception. Another thing that I'm running into is I've lost a couple, gotten them back, but they'll see like a TV commercial, and so they'll call like the number on the TV. These people will tell them that like everything's covered. So they'll get them like in a different plan. It'll be like a Part B give back plan. For some reason, I lose a fair amount of people on the Part B give backs.
Yeah.
And then it's never explained to them that like typically on the Part B give back plans, the deductible or the max out of pocket is extremely high. On average, it's around $9,000, higher copays. You get less benefits, so the dental is usually a lot worse, vision, things like that. So people just don't realize that to get something, you're losing something at the same time.
For sure. And then just to piggyback on that, I mean, if people don't know, CMS started replacing Medicare IDs. I don't know if people are aware of that because of fraud. And so I've had situations where people call me and they give me their Medicare ID and it doesn't populate at all. And it's because they didn't realize they got a new card. And so they have to call in and get a new ID, and it just messes everything up. So keep that in mind, guys. Obviously, CMS is starting to replace those, so you want to make sure that you've got the most up-to-date Medicare ID for you guys. So, what frustrates you the most in this industry right now, Ryan?
The most frustrating thing I think I'm dealing with right now is just marketing, and it seems like Facebook is just it's just like you'll have 1 week where your Facebook ads are like running really well, and then the next week it just kind of like falls apart essentially. So that's one thing that's really frustrating. I mean, this morning I woke up and the CRM that I'm using, all of a sudden a feature that I was using is disabled. So now like none of my automations are running. So it's it's just a part of being a business owner. There's always things that are going to be popping up, and you always need to just be in a mindset of solving the problem and just never giving up.
Yeah, and I think a lot of businesses, it's not just us, but a lot of industries I heard are frustrated with Facebook. I just think it's the algorithm changes all the time, their platform changes all the time, and so we kind of have to keep up and figure things out. But yeah, I definitely understand the frustration there. What do you think? We talked about how people don't really understand Medicare. Health insurance in a nutshell, people just don't understand it. Like what do you think is like the most confusing part of health insurance?
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, we could talk about that all day. I kind of want to, so the first thing that popped up in my head when you said that, well, just health insurance in general, like not just Medicare.
Yeah, we could go into Medicare, but just health insurance in general too.
I mean, health insurance in general. I mean, a lot of people just don't know how to properly use their health insurance. So I think the fact that there's so many different like networks, there's PPOs, HMOs, EPOs, that makes it really confusing for people. I think one of the biggest misconceptions that I run into is that the PPO is somehow a better plan just
Right.
because it's a PPO. And so another really big misconception is that like people don't realize that all of the insurance carriers offer hundreds of different plans. I mean, if not thousands. So every single plan is different, right? So people might think like, oh, my employer plan with Blue Cross is going to be the same Blue Cross that they get through the marketplace or
No,
with
that's
Medicare,
a great point.
you
I
know?
mean, people get confused about just because the carrier name is there, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same across the board, right? Employer groups have just way different benefits than what's out in the marketplace, and so people have to be aware of that. That's a great point. Do you think? Do you have like a situation where you think someone's made a horrible choice about Medicare? You don't have to give me a name. That they made a drastic, horrible decision in their healthcare choice or Medicare choice, whatever one you want to pick, um, and had a hard time coming back from that. Do you have a situation in mind of a person that's made a mistake?
Well, last month I had a client who was on a D-SNP, full Medicaid, and he, of course, got the letter in the mail from Medicare or Social Security saying he's going to have a Part B premium, and then he called and canceled his Medicare D-SNP plan a day before it was going to go in effect.
Oh, geez.
So I had that scenario. I have another scenario that happened that I just dealt with. Somehow this lady's plan, we went with the Humana Give Back plan. Somehow she was switched into a different Humana plan that's non-commissionable with a $15 premium, 3-star rated plan. I have no idea how that happened.
Wow. Huh.
Super upset because I think that plan offered a OTC card. The Give
Okay.
Back plan didn't. So she got the OTC card in the mail. We were able to get her back into the Part B Give Back plan, but then she went to go use the OTC card because she's extremely confused. And so that kind of caused like a whole nother plethora of problems and confusion for the member. I think just all of the marketing and all the advertisements that people see, it just makes it so hard for the beneficiaries to navigate.
For sure. For sure. Do you want to tell people how you came across our agency and how you joined us? I mean, obviously, we met through social media, but what attracted you to kind of our model and what's made you kind of stick around these last few months?
Yeah, I mean, so I got into insurance in 2018. I feel like I got really lucky with the employer that I worked for. Because in the beginning, like I've always naturally been really good at sales, but I still had a lot to learn because it's an emotional roller coaster that not everybody can make it. And I was really blessed with the I guess like the group of people that also worked there, and the manager, he was the manager at the time and then he became the owner, and I was able to get like mentored by him. The reason why I'm going that back into my journey is because I think it's really important to find good like leaders and mentors in this space. And also it does come down on you as well. So you got to be willing to grow and take constructive criticism, and a lot of people just can't do that. So kind of fast forward to 2025. I had always kind of wanted to go independent. I did have an opportunity where, that person was going to bankroll in a office for me in Washington, and it just kind of came to just a situation where I just didn't think that was the right decision for me and my family anymore, and so I went independent. So before I actually made the jump, I started researching the whole industry. So I think I started out on like insurance forums. Have you ever been on, I think it's like insuranceforums.com, Peter?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So I think I started there. I actually ordered Christian Brindle's book. I think I mentioned that the last time I was
on
the pod. I think when I initially, or you reached out to me because I posted in one of the Facebook groups, I had initially told you no, thank you.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. So I think the reason why I decided to go with you, I mean, I do see value in having the support that you do offer. So I think just having like I don't know if community is the right word, but just somebody who's like a phone call away that can help you with scenarios. I mean, I didn't have any Medicare experience in the beginning, but I was able to kind of leverage all the other skills that I had to kind of fake my way through it in the beginning. So yeah, I mean, having you there as a resource has been very helpful. Also during AEP, I was able to lend a hand to some of the other agents as well. So that got me like constantly, I mean, I've always naturally done that. So I've always naturally just helped people in sales. I get a lot out of it, as you do as well. That's probably why you're doing this. So I think just having that community, having people who are just a phone call away is really important. Helping navigate the contracting process, the weekly trainings are super valuable. And then all the other resources that you've offered, like the doctor offices and things like that, I think are really, really valuable for new agents.
Yeah, I remember that first initial conversation, and I was like, I wanted to be there for you, but obviously, you had to think things through. And I'll just say, just on our podcast, Ryan's one of our stalwart agents. He's very independent, does things on his own that are not comfortable, but help him grow. And he's also been just a great mentor to our other agents, especially over the last AEP. I remember you did hop on some calls with our agents. So I appreciated that. And I think you're going to come a long way. I think your business is going to grow exponentially. And obviously, we had that relationship with ESI and Christian Brindle, which you came across with his book. So I'm sure that helped too. And he's got a plethora of resources that are available to all you guys. So Ryan, I greatly appreciate you and your character and your friendship. And so I'm so glad you're a part of our agency. What's one thing that keeps you grounded outside of this business?
Keeps me grounded. I mean, at the same time that I got into this business, I had a newborn. I got married. Had just gotten married, had a newborn. So kind of, we've been focused. My wife and I have been trying to navigate our new life with our son and the new dynamic in the relationship. And we've definitely, it's been a growing and learning experience. So what keeps me grounded is I'm doing this for my family. Also at the same time, I really, really do, at the like core of my being, I really do like what I do. I've made the decision that this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And so that, I'm all in. I burn the boats essentially. So kind of just, making that decision and just being all in on something. I think that just removes a lot of the anxiety and self-doubt.
Awesome. Well, if you guys want to get a hold of Ryan, his information is scrolling down below. Dawson Insurance Group, his phone number 509-209-9181. His website is dawsoninsurancegroup.com. Ryan also just moved from Texas, so you've been undergoing a lot of different changes, but you're definitely going strong, my friend. We're going to do an ending of this with rapid fire like we did last time. So I'm going to shoot and then you just answer away. All right.
All right.
So this one's going to be the hardest question probably you've had, but and it's, we do have prospects and clients listening in, but what is the worst type of client? And you could be honest, you don't have to say a name, but what's the worst type of client that you've ever had?
Oh man, I don't know if I should say this. The people who are also are dual medicated.
Yeah. Well, why is that though? Why is that? I mean, why don't you share with the audience? Why is that the worst type of client?
I mean, okay, the worst ones I'd say are the ones that are QMB or need help qualifying for QMB because they don't have enough work credits. They don't know how to use a computer. They don't have a computer. They don't know how to navigate on anything online. They can't send in just simple requests like take a picture of like I'm working with a ship organization in a state right now to help somebody, and all she needs is a picture of his Medicare card and a picture of his benefits award letter. And I've been trying to get that from this guy for 2 weeks now. And he just can't do it. So
yeah,
I still, at the end of the day, like, I'm not judging, but I do want to help these people. And so unfortunately, these people, this demographic, they need the most help.
Yep.
But it's like it's also a two-way street.
It is. And I think, to piggyback on the dual plan folks as well, I think the hard part is I think agents tend to focus in on and they get inundated with phone calls, right? And so they're always being attracted to the latest carrot in front of them. And unfortunately, sometimes those plans aren't the best for them. And so a lot of times with the dual situation, if you guys don't know, they can switch every month if it's an integrated plan. And so that makes it difficult for us agents to keep them on our books. So that makes it difficult. So what's the most overrated marketing strategy that you've heard of? Overrated.
I mean, you've probably heard this before, but I think any marketing where you're marketing the food cards is just trash. You should stop doing that immediately.
I agree. And then what's the most underrated way to get clients?
I mean, I've actually gotten a few enrollments lately from, what's it called? Medicare. You helped me pay for it.
Oh, the Medicare Hub?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Medicare Hub. So I've actually gotten probably 4 enrollments off of it.
That's awesome.
So it's paid for itself.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. If you had to restart your business tomorrow, what would be your first move?
I would probably, I probably would have done more grassroots marketing right in the beginning, but I couldn't do it because I was moving. So I probably would have gotten started on that immediately. And I would have gotten like my systems in place, meaning like my phone system, CRM. I would have gotten that more dialed in. I probably would have, like, instead of trying to do it on my own, I maybe would have like paid somebody to help me do it. That's probably the main thing, is just the system that I have right now. I just don't think it's like as optimized as it should be.
Okay.
But probably just mostly just the grassroots marketing. I probably would have gotten started on that sooner.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for, again, making the time to come on our show again. We appreciate you so much. And Ryan's a great agent. You could trust him inherently. He cares immensely about his own clients and wants to make sure that he does right by you guys. And so please seek him out in the state of Washington. He's also on that border of Idaho. So if you need a Medicare agent, or if you need health insurance for under 65, he's doing that as well. So please reach out to him. Ryan, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, brother. You have a great week.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Take care. All right. So I don't think we have time to show this next commercial, but the thing we were talking about too was, this is the time for vacations, right? So we're going to show this clip next week. Travel insurance is so important, you guys, because our health insurance doesn't cover us completely. And so it's important for us to be mindful. Oh, okay. All right, we can do it. So let's show this commercial real quick.
There are many types of international health and travel insurance, but not all plans are created equal. To help make sense of the clutter, let's focus on the three main types of insurance that travelers might need: travel insurance, travel medical insurance, or international health insurance. IMG is one of the only companies out there that offers all three types of insurance for travelers, so we have a unique understanding of just how complicated it can seem. But fear not, weary travelers, we're here to help. To understand which plan is right for you, let's go through a few examples of why different travelers may need a specific type of insurance. Let's start with Pam. Pam has always dreamed of a trip to Hawaii. After years of saving, Pam finally books her dream Hawaiian vacation. 2 weeks in the Aloha State, including a cruise around the island, snorkeling, hiking, and a stay at an all-inclusive luxury resort right on the water. Great choice, Pam. Pam spared no expense with many hot ticket accommodations, booking many of them nearly a year in advance. A lot can happen in a year, and with so much money already invested in her trip, how would Pam recover her trip cost if she needed to cancel her trip? An iTravel insured travel protection plan from IMG offers trip cancellation, trip interruption, and many other travel benefits to protect her prepaid, non-refundable trip cost from the unexpected. Tripesh here has different plans for the future. He's on his way to the US to visit for a few months, and he isn't exactly the planning type. While Tripesh doesn't have many prepaid trip costs, he understands that most domestic health insurance plans do not provide coverage in international countries. If he were to be injured on his trip, the medical bills could be overwhelming. A Patriot Travel medical insurance plan from IMG offers Tripesh medical coverage for unexpected accidents and illnesses while abroad, so a broken bone won't break the bank. And in a life-threatening situation, IMG could coordinate his medical evacuation to receive emergency care and eventually return him home. Vacations are great, but some people are looking for a lifestyle change. Take Wei, for example. After years of traveling, Wei falls in love with France and acquires a nursing position for the next 5 years. Wei's domestic health insurance is no longer an option for her, so she finds a global medical insurance plan from IMG with the coverage levels she needs. This annually renewable international private medical insurance works in the same way as her previous domestic plan, including coverage for preventative care as well as illnesses or accidents. So whether you're a Pamela, a Tripesh, or a Wei, make sure you're covered with the plan from IMG.
So you guys, if you ever want to quote, just go to our website, josephInsuranceBroker.com/personal/insurance/travel/insurance. All right. And you just go there, you can get an instant quote for all those scenarios. Obviously, if you're traveling somewhere or if you're traveling for work and you're somewhere for a few years and you need real insurance, you can get global medical insurance. So again, these are very inexpensive plans. I highly recommend that you get covered. So I appreciate you guys making the time. I thank you, Ryan, for being on our show again. You saw our clip with Christian Brindle of gaining clients and keeping them. We would love to have you as an agent join our agency. So please reach out. Again, We do all things, not just Medicare. We do travel insurance, earthquake insurance, auto, home, you name it, small business group benefits. We are your one-stop shop. And we thank you so much for trusting us with your business, because we Medicare.
Thanks for listening. Tune into Medicare Hour and more with Peter every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time right here on K4HD Radio at K4HD.com for more real-life stories from experts who Medicare about you and protecting your health, your finances, and your future. See you next week.